A serial killer who was never caught, turned into a documentary made entirely from paper. And I created the whole thing using free AI tools in under an hour. This VOX-style animation format is everywhere right now. The combination of paper-cut visuals, documentary storytelling, and fast-paced animation makes these videos incredibly engaging, and creators are already getting tens of thousands of views from them. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system I used to create this animation from scratch, step by step. 1 master prompt. 2 free AI tools. No expensive software. Let's get into it. First, open ChatGPT and go to the link in the description. You'll find the free Google Doc containing the master prompt we'll use for the entire process. Copy the full master prompt, paste it into a new ChatGPT chat, and hit send. ChatGPT will first ask you for the source material PDF. You'll find that PDF inside the same Google document. Just scroll down to the source material section, open the file, download it, and upload it into ChatGPT. Once you've attached the PDF, send it so ChatGPT can use it as the content engine for the entire process. Now ChatGPT will move to the first stage and ask you to choose a category or niche. For this example, I'm going with crime and mystery. It then generates 10 story ideas based on that category. I'm going with the Zodiac Killer. Just type the number of the story you want and hit send. Next, ChatGPT asks how long you want the video to be. For this demonstration, I'm choosing 1 minute. It now generates the complete narration for the video. Once the narration is ready, type proceed. ChatGPT takes that narration and breaks it down into individual visual beats, each one representing a specific moment we'll need to create on screen. Once those visual beats are ready, type next. ChatGPT now turns every beat into a detailed image prompt and packages the prompts into a text file. You'll see the file appear directly in the chat. Click on it to open it, then copy the entire contents. These are all the image prompts we'll use to create the visuals. And that's it for the ChatGPT part. We've now got our narration, our visual beats, and the complete batch of image prompts. Copy the full text file, head over to Google Flow, and let's start creating the visuals. Now, let's take those image prompts into Google Flow. Open a new tab, go to labs.google/fx and create a new project. Once the project opens, turn on agent mode. Before we generate anything, open the settings and choose the aspect ratio for your video. For long-form YouTube videos, use 16:9. For shorts, TikTok, or Reels, use 9:16. For this tutorial, we're creating a long-form video, so I'm using 16:9. For the model, leave it set to OmniFlash, then save your settings. Now go back to the TXT file from ChatGPT and copy the entire batch of image prompts. Paste the full batch directly into Flow's agent mode and hit send. Instead of generating each image manually, agent mode processes the entire batch for you, working through the prompts and generating the scenes automatically. Once the generations are finished, go through every image and compare it against the corresponding story beat. Check that every required scene was generated. The visual style stays consistent. Important characters remain recognizable, environments don't randomly change, and each image actually matches the moment in the story. Also look for obvious distortions or generations that simply don't fit the scene. If one image isn't right, regenerate that scene before moving on. Once all the images look good and the visual story is consistent from beginning to end, we're ready to move into the animation. Now that our images are ready, it's time to turn them into animated clips. Go back to ChatGPT and type next. This time, ChatGPT generates one universal video generation prompt for the entire project. You don't need a separate animation prompt for every image. The universal prompt defines the animation style, movement, and overall visual language that we'll use across all of our scenes. Since we're using the free workflow, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to change the default 10-second duration to 6 seconds. Shorter clips require fewer generation credits. Once the universal prompt is ready, copy the entire prompt. Now head back to Google Flow. Add your first image to prompt as reference, paste in the same universal prompt, and generate the clip. Once it's finished, repeat the process with the next image, new image, same universal prompt. Continue doing this until every image has been turned into a 6-second animated clip. Using the same prompt throughout helps keep the animation style consistent from scene to scene. Once all the clips are finished, we'll put them together in the correct order and turn them into the complete documentary. Back to ChatGPT, scroll up to the narration script and copy it all. Open 11 Labs, Free account. Pick a cam. Documentary narrator voice. Paste the script and hit generate. Download the audio. Open CapCut. New project. Import your combined footage plus the voiceover. Drag the voiceover to the timeline first. Line up the video underneath. Adjust clip speed slightly if needed to sync naturally. Add a subtle tension-building track underneath, around 10% volume. The narration carries the story. Export in 1080p, complete VOX-style documentary, built entirely for free.
December 20th, 1968, Benicia, California. Two teenagers sit inside a parked car on Lake Herman Road. A gunman approaches. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen are killed, beginning a case that would eventually become one of America's most famous unsolved mysteries. Months later, another attack near Vallejo leaves one woman dead and a man injured. Then, in July 1969, three newspapers receive nearly identical letters claiming responsibility. The writer demands publication and includes a coded message. He calls himself the Zodiac. The letters continue, mixing threats, symbols, and claims about his victims. Police build sketches, collect evidence, and pursue suspects, but no identity is proven. In 2020, a team of code breakers finally solves the famous 340-character cipher mailed decades earlier. It contains a message but not the killer's name. The murders remain unsolved, and the question survives. Who was the Zodiac?
The master prompt is free in the description. 1 paste. Build VOX-style documentaries on any topic. History. True crime. Unsolved mysteries. Business stories. Anything. If you found this video helpful and learned something new, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel and allows me to keep creating more AI tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.